work, and you say, we make the you work. Who makes the you work?
We make the you work.
Who makes the you work?
We make the you work.
Who makes the you work?
We make the you work.
Who makes the you work? 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 When we fight, we win, right? When we fight, 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 when workers' rights are under attack, what do we do? When workers' rights are under attack, what do we do? What do we do? What do we do? When immigrant rights are under attack, what do we do? Immigrant rights are under attack, what do we do? What do we do? What do we do? When freedom of speech is under attack, what do we do? When freedom of speech is under attack, what do we do? What do we do? What do we do? When DEI is under attack, what do we do? When DEI is under attack, what do we do? What do we do? What do we do? When the libraries are under attack, what do we do? When libraries are under attack, what do we do? What do we do? What do we do? When UMN is under attack, what do we do? When UMN is under attack, what do we do? What do we do? What do we do? What do we do? That's right. Get up, get down. Minneapolis is a union town. Get up, get down.
Minneapolis is a union town.
Get up, get down.
Minneapolis is a union town.
Get up, get down.
Minneapolis is a union town.
Get up, get down.
Minneapolis is a union town.
Get up, get down.
Minneapolis is a union town.
Get up, get down.
Minneapolis is a union town.
Get up, get down.
Minneapolis is a union town.
Get up, get down.
Minneapolis is a union town.
Get up, get down.
Minneapolis is a union town.
Get up, get down.
Minneapolis is a union town.
That's right. Thank you so much. I'm going to hand it over to Max Bass, the president of AFSCME 3800, to get us kicked off today. Thank you.
Hello, everybody, and thank you for joining us today. That was great energy on the chants, and we're so glad that you're here with us. My name is Max Fast. I'm the president of AFSCME 3800, representing clerical, technical, and healthcare workers here at the University of Minnesota. I'm also a clerical worker here at the University of Minnesota.
Hi everyone, my name is Abaki Beck. I'm a third-year PhD student in public health and president of the Graduate Labor Union here at the University of Minnesota. This past Thursday, an international graduate student at the University of Minnesota was targeted and arrested by ICE. The Trump administration's terrifying attacks on international and immigrant students and workers are happening here, now, in our city, on our campus. This kidnapping, though deeply disturbing, is unfortunately not surprising. We had already announced this rally and joint press conference before hearing of the students' detention because as unionized workers at this university, we're fighting to take proactive steps to protect our workers and students on this campus, something President Rebecca Cunningham's administration has utterly failed to do. We have seen this coming for months, witnessing the Trump administration terrorize workers and students across the country, while President Cunningham actively enabled and paved the way for this to happen on our campus. Today, our unions, together over 6,500 university workers strong, are coming together in one voice to declare that we have had enough. We will not stand by as these attacks continue. Instead of putting the full resources of our university to work for our community's safety and security, President Cunningham's administration has made the shameful decision to sell out its students and workers. In misguided efforts to protect its federal funding, the university has capitulated to the Trump administration. President Cunningham has refused to implement any policies to resist these attacks, and instead has stated that the university will comply with ICE and federal investigations. Cunningham hides behind empty platitudes while perpetuating our harm. It is deeply insufficient to send out apologetic emails after the violence has already occurred. Our union members, our students, and this community demand immediate and preemptive action.
Since Trump took office, this university's leadership has been working to shield themselves from accountability by stripping away our voices. Just this month, the Board of Regents voted to restrict free and dissenting speech on campus by appointing Cunningham the sole spokesperson for the university, and they robbed departments of their ability to issue statements. The administration argues that position statements should only be made on issues that directly impact the university's mission and operations. But where is Cunningham to speak up now? Does the federal government's assault on our workers not impact our university? How can our students be expected to learn and staff expected to do their jobs under looming threat of being disappeared? Facing overwhelming opposition to this policy from staff, faculty, and students, Regent Bo Tawarabe proposed delaying the vote to allow for public comment. Despite this, the board pushed the vote through without hesitation. This anti-democratic power grab is yet another example. Sorry, this mic is in my way. Yet another example of an administration more interested in consolidating power than upholding democratic values. In this critical moment, our safety lies in our numbers and in our collective voice. Sadly, our own university has chosen when it matters most to try to rob us of our power by restricting our fundamental freedoms of speech, assembly, and association. Just this past year, the Board of Regents enacted a policy that restricted protest attendance to just 100 people. Thank you, by the way, for helping us break this rule today. We must continue to resist this form and all forms of political repression on our campus. This is not leadership. It's an assault on the freedoms and protections of the very community that this university is meant to serve. How can the University of Minnesota claim to educate about the history of protest movements and the importance of civic engagement while actively suppressing those same efforts?
It's important to acknowledge that these attacks on immigrant workers and restrictions on political speech are not random acts of repression. They are targeted retaliation against political speech, particularly Palestinian activism. The Trump administration has unleashed a campaign to terrorize students and workers into silence, including through the Department of Justice and Department of Education witch hunts. Meanwhile, the Cunningham administration is more concerned with suppressing protest and arresting members of its own community than upholding and protecting their rights. We see clearly where her true priorities lie, in clinging to power. Wait, did you already say this?
No, you're fine.
Okay. In clinging to, just to re-emphasize, in clinging to power, not standing with the people she is meant to serve. Time and time again, we see our university administration funnel money to overpaid administrators, while our union members struggle to make ends meet. We know that the university will continue to force its most crucial frontline workers to bear the brunt of federal funding cuts, despite having the resources to weather this storm while still protecting its people. We also know that caving into the terror tactics of the Trump administration will not protect our federal funding. Just look at the example of Columbia University and others that have allowed the rights of their workers and students to be stripped away. Columbia University rolled over for the Trump administration. They handed over control of their campus and their curriculum, expelled and terminated the president of their graduate student union, and complied with ICE arrests of their campus activists. And they still lost their funding. Columbia learned the hard way that capitulation only weakens us and emboldens further attacks that destroy higher education. We call on the University of Minnesota to choose a different path.
As union workers, we know all too well the consequences of these compromises. We know the attacks began with activists and our non-citizen coworkers and students, but they will not end there. They may start with deporting, discriminating against, and silencing immigrant workers, but their efforts will soon expand to stripping us of our protections in the workplace, dismantling our collective bargaining rights, attacking our unions, and weakening the power of workers. We have seen this happen at the federal level already, and it's only time before it comes to our campus. Members of our unions are scared that they could be next, scared that their jobs, their livelihoods, and their futures are at risk, scared that the students we serve will be abducted in broad daylight, scared that they may no longer be able to continue their life-saving research, scared that they will be retaliated against for doing the important equity, diversity, and inclusion work that is part of our jobs, scared that we will be arrested or investigated for standing up for our rights. But unlike this administration, we will not abandon our members to be frightened and alone. President Cunningham, as you can see by this crowd, this community will not abandon them either.
Our unions will not stand by while Cunningham and her administration remain silent and embolden Trump and Musk's assaults on our workers. Today, AFSCME 3800 and GLUE UE, alongside our thousands of members, are calling on President Cunningham to take the following immediate actions to protect our community and defend workers' rights at the University of Minnesota. 1, an immediate meeting with AFSCME 3800 and GLUE UE to ensure the urgent concerns of our union members are addressed and swiftly acted upon. 2, a clear written commitment to defending immigrant workers by providing immediate and full financial, material, and legal support for international students and workers facing the threat of deportation. Establish the University of Minnesota as an official sanctuary campus to protect our community.
Our third demand, a binding agreement to halt layoffs for 1 year due to federal funding cuts. This will provide staff with job security as legal challenges continue to unfold. The future under the Trump administration remains uncertain, and in President Cunningham's own words, we should not overreact to what continues to be a fluid situation. Number 4, a rapid expansion of Know Your Rights trainings for students and workers to ensure that we are fully prepared to defend our rights and stay safe in the face of increasing federal attacks. Number 5, a publicly communicated plan to strengthen and expand our legal challenges to federal funding cuts, outlining how the university will address the potential impact of financial cuts. We demand that the university commit to leveraging the full power of the university to resist these attacks and ensure that workers' jobs and research remain protected.
6, an end to union busting on campus, demonstrated by bargaining in good faith with our unions and immediately and voluntarily recognizing graduate fellows who are bargaining today, and newly organized workers on campus. Strong unions are the foundation of our university and makes it a better place to work, live, and study for everyone. 7, immediate action to end political repression on campus, including a clear commitment to protect workers targeted by McCarthyist federal investigations, immediately repealing restrictive protest policies, reversing the consolidation of power over departmental speech, and ending retaliation against campus protest. We further demand that the university refuse to comply with the Trump administration's request for names and nationalities of students and workers' involvement in protest. And 8, a written commitment to no cuts to cultural centers or academic programs and the continuation of critical EDI work. The university must take concrete steps to ensure all students and workers feel safe, supported, and respected on campus. This work is far from finished.
In capitulating to Trump's attacks, the Cunningham administration has forgotten where the real power lies on this campus. With the workers. We don't just show up for if we don't show up for work, this university doesn't run. Say it with me. Who makes the U work?
We make the U work.
Who makes the U work?
We make the U work.
Louder so she can hear you. Who makes the U work?
We make the U work.
Our unions and university community will continue to use our power to directly resist the federal attacks on workers and hold Cunningham accountable. We know that the rights and freedoms we have today were not simply given to us. They were fought for and won. Generations of workers waged hard-fought battles to earn these rights. Now it is up to us to defend them. We call on workers, students, and this community to join us in the fight. Get involved, whether through your union, community organizing efforts, or student organizations, or by continuing to show up and support workers and students. Only we can keep us safe. When workers' rights are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
When workers' rights are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
When UMN students are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
When U of M students are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
When immigrant rights are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
When immigrant rights are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
When education is under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
When education is under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
When freedom of speech is under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
When freedom of speech is under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
Thank you. Now we would like to introduce some members of our unions and our community to share how Trump's federal attacks and the inaction of the Cunningham administration are affecting real lives in real ways. The first person that I would like to welcome is Mira Altobel-Resendez, who's a member of AFSCME 3800 and MIRAC, to speak on immigration and ICE.
All right, thank you everybody so much for being here. Like Max just said, my name is Mira Altobel-Resendez, and I am a proud member of the Minnesota Immigrant Rights Action Committee, or MIRAC. I serve on the executive board of my union, AFSCME 3800. And I am the staff member who was arrested by UMPD last April at the beginning of the U of M Gaza Solidarity Encampment. In my time as an organizer, I faced my fair share of political repression. And as an alum and staff of the University of Minnesota, I'm no stranger to the constant disappointment that comes with being governed by this institution's presidents and board of regents. To put it simply, Rebecca Cunningham and her regents have made no indication that they care for the safety and well-being of the students, staff, or faculty on this campus. She stands by the arrests of students exercising their First Amendment rights through protest. She ignores well-documented Islamophobia faced by students on campus. She shuts down free speech by disallowing public statements by university departments unless she personally signs off on them. When a visa-holding graduate student was abducted by ICE last week, she was quick to cover her behind with another classic Office of the President email where she was on the defensive, claiming that the university had no idea one of their students was next in the ever-growing list of international students being detained and shipped off to who knows where. As if it's not already public knowledge that the University of Minnesota is under federal investigation right now, putting a spotlight on our most vulnerable students, and we couldn't have seen this coming. Cunningham has been bowing down to each and every one of the backwards attacks by the Trump administration. She has not put up any sort of fight to protect her constituents or been proactive in making sure students can focus on getting a fulfilling education and workers are able to afford living as a president truly devoted to their campus community would. Instead, she is complying with nonsensical anti-Semitism investigations brought up by the racist ADL, which are so transparently in retaliation to the powerful student movement for Palestine that's present on this campus, and not to truly protect Jewish students who face real discrimination when they reject Zionism. Cunningham has been silent as ICE operations have taken place throughout the Twin Cities, too cowardly to say with her chest that she is listening to student demands for a sanctuary campus. Meanwhile, I know international students with visas who feel like they have to keep their heads down to avoid becoming the next Mahmoud Khalil. And that's not right. I'm not sure if any of you have read the MN Daily article that came out about the student who was arrested last week, but the racism in the comments is absurd and yet again is going unaddressed. Even today on Trans Day of Visibility, not a peep about what her administration is doing to defend trans rights on campus while Trump signs executive orders stripping away the bits of bodily autonomy trans people like myself rely on to live. Not to mention the gutting of federal grants that threaten so many departments across the university and the federal policies directly targeting working people, as other speakers today will be addressing. It's painfully clear that we cannot rely on Cunningham or the regents, but we can rely on each other. And that is why I am a member of my union, where we defend each other against the bosses whose interests are squarely against our own as workers. And that is why I am active in my community, fighting for immigrant rights, where we hold protests and trainings about our rights and how to respond to ICE operations, because we keep us safe. If Cunningham wants to be a university president worth her salt, she must reconsider her priorities and have honest conversations with the students, staff, and faculty on this campus about what makes us feel secure and dignified. And she must do everything she can to make those a reality. Any other course of action is a display of cowardice and bigotry. When students are under attack, what do we do? When workers are under attack, what do we do? When immigrants are under attack, what do we do? Stand up, fight back! Stand up, fight back! Thank you, everybody.
Thank you so much, Mira. Next, we're going to welcome up Grayson Arnold, who is a member of GLUE UE, to speak on being a trans student doing research on trans people.
Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. As they said, my name is Grayson Arnold. I use he, they pronouns, and I am a steward with GLUE UE, the Graduate Labor Union. Today, we stand in front of Morrill Hall, renamed Halloumi Hall by student activists who occupied the building in protest of the active genocide on the Palestinian people. This is the very building that in 1969, Professor Emeritus Dr. John Wright and 70 other black student activists occupied for 24 hours in response to systemic racism here on UMN's campus. When Dr. Wright was asked what advice he would give current activists, he expressed a crucial need to remember that history must be coherent. We must recognize our agency in changing it, and that, quote, while history may not repeat itself, it does rhyme, end quote. Today we gather to amplify the numerous rhyming and interconnected experiences represented among us due to the recent attacks of the Trump administration, attacks that echo the threats of 1930s political repression and 1950s McCarthyism. These attacks have already reached our campus through funding cuts, layoffs, and most recently, the abduction of an international graduate student from their off-campus housing here in the Twin Cities. While these fights may seem separate, as Dr. Wright suggested, we must remember that our histories rhyme. They go together to tell a full story, and that is a story of a capitalist ruling class that doesn't want the people to realize that we are united under one struggle, and that is a class struggle. They want us to be distracted by attacking the working class on innumerable fronts, but we must stand united. As a transgender PhD student from the Deep South who studies trans, gender diverse, and LGBTQ communities, I chose to study at the University of Minnesota above other institutions that I was accepted to so that I could feel confidence in both my civil rights and my ability to conduct the crucial research that I engage in. Instead, I stand before you today on Trans Day of Visibility, the 16th annual celebration of lives lost to transphobic violence and suicide, to beg the university administration to do anything constructive to protect me and my international and immigrant colleagues and peers. Visibility without proactive protection is a trap. Currently, I cannot obtain a passport. I fear that my home state of Alabama will be emboldened by Trump's attacks on trans and queer communities and redact my amended birth certificate. I fear the funding uncertainty and decreasing employment opportunities for my research area, and I fear being targeted for my work. My international student peers are expressing fears of leaving the country because they don't know if they will be let back in. And again, one of our peers were abducted by ICE just last week, and Cunningham has made no divisive action to keep that from happening again. Our histories and our stories rhyme. We are all united in one fight, in a fight for freedom. An injury to one is an injury to all. And we gather here today to stand in solidarity and vow to fight for an end to the genocide in Palestine, an end to ICE abductions and raids, an end to funding cuts, layoffs, attacks on DEI, higher education, and rampant political oppression, along with all other constitutional atrocities that are being perpetuated by the Trump administration. We demand President Cunningham to do the same, do something to protect us. Thank you so much for being here today, everybody. I will pass it back to them.
Thank you, Grayson. Next up, we'll hear from Rachel Cunningham, a member of AFSCME 3800. I'm so sorry. I've just been saying her name so much today. I apologize. No relation. Rachel Catcar. To speak about her work with international students.
Thank you. So I thought long and hard about giving this speech. I was lying awake, unable to sleep, and seeing my 1-year-old's chest slowly rise and fall as he slept. Happy, he has been saying lately, every morning and every night. Mama happy, he asks. It's time I do something more, that I take a stand. My name is Rachel, and I am a proud AFSCME 3800 employee. I am one of thousands who make this university run. We are clerical, healthcare, and technical employees. We are dental assistants, veterinary technicians, nurses, librarians, research techs, security staff, and program specialists, just to name a few. I'm the one processing thousands of international dental applications, so we have a full class of future dentists that start every January. I'm the one students go to when they have a question or where they just need someone to talk to on a tough day. And I'm the one ensuring students, staff, and faculty have everything they need so that when they apply and do all of the classes that they need, they can walk across that graduation stage and start practicing dentistry in the state of Minnesota and beyond. Thank you. Many of the students that I work with came here to escape persecution in their home countries. They left countries that are torn apart by war. They left countries that are threatening them just because they identify as queer. They left rigid patriarchal hierarchies where being a female dentist was unheard of and unknown. They left dictatorships in exchange for democracy and furthering their education and job prospects. They left for the land of opportunity. They left for the United States and the promise of a better life. As we all know, 2 weeks ago, the Board of Regents voted to limit departments' ability to publicly respond to current events. That's right, shame. Now each department must submit its intentions in writing to the University President Office for approval first. Wait, what? What happened to free speech and academic freedom? At best, this new policy is operating from a place of fear of retribution, and at worst, it's cowardice. This clearly is a muzzle designed to muffle and silence any sort of dissenting viewpoint. Forget research, forget community connections, or expertise in the field. Now you have to ask the mom boss, President Cunning Sham, who likely has none of these things to back up her point of view. This threat to academic freedom and free speech is a step in the wrong direction. When we need our freedom most, it is being stripped away. Our own university is silencing our voices. I feel this rage building inside of me. It is a rage fueled by being dismissed, sidelined, relegated, and otherwise gaslit. We are seeing in full color picture the abusive practices and dictatorship tendencies of our own university leadership who have bent a knee in fealty to the Trump administration. Our campus is rife with fear. Fear of losing staff and faculty, having their jobs taken away, fear of life-saving research being halted, fear of our students being deported by ICE, and it is now a reality, the fear of being arrested for speaking truth to power. Meanwhile, leadership rakes in record-breaking, ballooning salaries, while staff like me are asking, can I afford eggs right now? Will I have a job tomorrow? And is it safe to even be me and my identity right now? Budgets are being cut, and programs, research, and people who make this university run are being suddenly and shamefully silenced. Is this even remotely aligned with the University of Minnesota mission? No. Do you know what public higher education is? It's the great leveler of the playing field. It's lifting people up. It's building community. It's serving public needs. We are educating and training the next generation. My mother graduated with a master's in music education from the U and became one of the first female band directors in the state of Minnesota. My father was a first-generation college student. He graduated from the University of Minnesota Medical School and did his residency in neurology. My brother got his BFA in acting at the U, met his wife at the U, acted and taught acting classes at the U, and now he's a medical student with plans to become an ear, nose, and throat doctor. The U transformed my family's lives for the better, and they in turn helped countless students and patients live better lives too. We cannot let our voices be silenced. We cannot become automatons who bend our heads in supplication. We cannot and will not watch from the sidelines as everything we fought for is stripped away. What can we do amidst the fear-mongering and silencing attempts? We have power together. There are more of us than there are of them. We have union leadership that are elected. Already, over 1,000 resident student doctors at the U are voting to unionize. My fellow grad student union, GLUE UE, organized and fought to win their first contract last year. Join a union and pay union dues. Step up to be a steward to protect your colleagues from abuse and breaches of our contracts. Sign up to help at events. Gather community members and educate them about what is happening. Serve on committees that do the work. Speak truth to power. We are stronger together. When we fight, when we fight, when we fight. Thank you.
When I say union, you say power. Union! 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 When I say union, you say power. Union! 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 I'm not wearing my AFSCME green, but I'm Olivia and I'm a proud member of AFSCME 3800. Let's do one more chant here. Queer rights are a union fight. Queer rights. Queer rights. Queer rights. Trans rights. Trans rights. Trans rights. Trans rights. Immigrant rights. Immigrant rights. Immigrant rights. Immigrant rights. Trans rights. Trans rights. Trans rights. Trans rights. Immigrant rights. Immigrant rights. Immigrant rights. Immigrant rights. That's right.
Thank you so much. Our next speaker is Isaac Stetz, which I don't know what you look like. There you are. University of Minnesota student and member of Students for Democratic Society.
Hello, everybody. My name is Isaac. I'm an undergraduate student at the University of Minnesota, and I'm speaking to you today on behalf of Students for Democratic Society. I'm here today to show you all that SDS stands in solidarity with the workers of this university. I want to highlight for you all that whatever petty differences we may have, students and workers share a common enemy and a common threat. This threat thrives in division and makes its home amongst atomized individuals and groups. It is only through recognizing our fight as one and the same that we may stand a chance. The university administration believes that it can treat us workers and students as sacrificial lambs at the altars of ICE and the Trump administration while preaching about how it is in our best interest to comply. Can I hear bullshit? We see through the lies told by these administrators, making millions every year. We say that we will not stand down and sit silent while our hard-fought programs, pay, benefits, and whatever the fuck else they can get their hands on are torn away to protect the salary of Rebecca Cunningham. SDS has faced years of political repression, and if there's one thing we've learned from it, it's that you don't win by making yourselves ideal subjects. You don't win by playing nice and hoping they skip over you when the layoffs come. The only way you truly win is when you stand up and fight for the future that we all deserve. The time has come and the fight is now. Who makes the U run? Who makes the U run? Thank you.
Thank you so much. I actually have a very important announcement to make. Omar Fete, who's a state representative and chair of the House Committee on Higher Education, just let me know that on Friday, another international student was abducted from Minnesota-St University in Mankato. There's no information about who the student is, and they are unable to contact their family or their community, and they have not been issued legal representation. So we're here today doing this, and these attacks keep happening, and this is the only way we can stop them. We call on University of Minnesota President Cunningham, but also the MinSCU leadership to do something about this. No ice on campus is right. We are now joined by Nick Estes, an assistant professor in the American Indian Studies Department.
I just want to thank everyone for coming out today, especially for this important issue. The struggles of our workers on campus affect faculty members, and they affect students. The budget cuts that we're facing in this state are happening at what they see as the lowest level, at the people that they count as expendable and precarious. All of a sudden, we have a deficit, right? We have an intellectual deficit. We can make statements to state facts that a genocide is taking place without the approval of administrators who don't have to show us their credentials, who don't have the expertise. We have the expertise to write our histories, to speak our languages, but we don't have the expertise to talk about our own experiences and our own intimacy with forms of settler colonialism and genocide. This administration has been presented with the Truth Report that calls for accountability from the university, which profited and still profits to this day off the Dakota genocide and the exile of indigenous peoples from their own homelands. The very money that's being used to pay salaries, to create curriculum at this university comes at the expense of Dakota people and Ojibwe people and Ho-Chunk people. That is not acknowledged. And while the United States government funds the destruction, the complete annihilation of every standing university in Gaza, it is now dismantling its own university system. It has brought the war home. So it is our job as faculty members, as students, as people who are part of a public university system to fight for these rights and to understand that each struggle is interlinked, whether you're a student, a staff member, or a faculty member. We can't cry on the shoulder of people who have stolen our lands, who have stolen our resources. The university that we all deserve, not just Indigenous people, not just American Indian Studies, that we all deserve is created from the ground up. It's not created by bureaucrats who we didn't elect and we didn't choose. And I also want to say that this fight has been ongoing from the previous administration. It's not just Trump's doing. Biden opened the door. Biden opened the door to attack public universities, to attack the academic system in the United States, to root out and to do what they've always wanted to be done. They want to further privatize. They want to further squeeze workers and students for every penny that they have, and then tell them they have no right, after the education that they've received, the degrees they have received, they have no right to speak with expertise on something that is happening before their own eyes. So what value is the education system that we're getting if we can't even use those critical thinking tools to not only acknowledge a genocide, but stop it? And that's the mandate, that's the challenge that we face. It's not gonna happen under another democratic elected official. It's gonna happen when people from the ground up rise up, form unions, join a union, fight in a union campaign. Our faculty should be inspired by the unionization efforts that are happening right now. Now more than ever, we need that leverage to stand with our students. It's one thing to write a statement, it's one thing to sign a petition, but it's another thing to fight back.
Thank you so much, Nick, for being here. Next, we're going to hear from two AFSCME 3800 members, Josh Borison and Taylor Barnes, about the federal funding cuts to the libraries and other programs and the poor working conditions faced by our members.
Hi everyone, thank you so much for coming today. My name is Josh and I'm a library assistant at Minneapolis and an AFSCME member. I'm here on behalf of my colleagues to express our concerns for the future of our jobs and the essential services we provide not only to the university, but to libraries and schools across Minnesota. Minitex provides a wide set of resources to over 800 different Minnesota organizations. But one of the most tangible is our MinLink interlibrary loan and delivery service for libraries and schools. If your library doesn't have a book that you want, there's a great chance that we'll find it for them. We take a lot of pride in supporting our community. I go to work every day knowing that each of the dozens of requests I touch creates a connection for somebody. I can pull a book on labor organizing history from here at Wilson Library and get it 200 miles north to a patron up in the small town of Mountain Iron within a couple of days. I can send articles and textbooks to a high school student preparing to enter nursing school. That's the kind of service that we need to keep supplying. But these programs are at risk of being severed, and our diverse library community could be shattered. The Trump administration has called for the elimination of the Institute of Museum and Library Services. Grants from them make up almost 40% of our interlibrary loan funding. If that funding goes away, not only could we lose our jobs, but those services that all those hundreds of libraries use could be severely reduced or straight out eliminated. People simply could not get the resources they've been relying on, and it would be a massive blow to rural and disadvantaged communities who do not have those resources on their own. We're all scared of what could happen over the next few months, and the university leadership's docile reaction to the Trump admin's directives has only amplified our fear and frustration. Especially in the wake of COVID, we've been taken advantage of and underappreciated. We're still struggling to make ends meet, living paycheck to paycheck, and now we have to worry if we'll even have jobs in a few months. We're constantly being told there's not enough work for our staff, yet select workers are constantly being overwhelmed and doing the work of 2 people at the same time. We have workers who have been around longer than the last 5 university presidents combined. They were deemed as essential workers during strikes or lockdowns, yet now they're being treated as throwaway by the administration. There is no consistency and transparency, and it feels like we're on the brink of plunging into pure chaos. The university needs to rebuke and defy these idiotic, illegal executive actions and stand up for their workers. But what can we do as the people who make this university work? The only way those at the top will hear our demands is if we speak them into fruition and take action. In great numbers, we're impossible to ignore. It's critical for us to stand together and support each other in the fight against fascism and exploitation. Now is the time to be a union member and show up to events like this to show the university that we're serious about demanding equality. We're living in scary times. Members of our community are literally being snatched off the street and illegally detained and deported by ICE. Fascism has been brewing in this country for decades, and now that it's ramping up, it's truly time for us to fight. Fight for our jobs, fight for our values, and fight for our lives.
Sorry, bear with me. I gotta pull my words up. Google does not want to load my document, and that is disrespectful. On the subject of the libraries, in the time that I have been here, I have seen so many flubs, failings, and falters on the University of Minnesota's campus. So often, decisions are made for us, and nobody asks us what would help us. We are not overstaffed, and if y'all had real communication with the people y'all make the rules for, you would know this. There are staff getting paid for 1 job, working 3, while they up in there getting paid for the amount of 3 while working 1. We are terribly understaffed because the university refuses to hire the proper amount of people. They overwhelm their staff, and then they wonder why it's low retention rates. This major malfunction leads to a frustrated and disappointed public. Budget cuts are going to be the downfall of this university. The University of Minnesota prides itself on being driven to discover, but the only thing that we're being driven to discover is that y'all value zeros more than your heroes. As already stated, there are workers here who have dedicated their entire lives to serving this company and its student bodies. Not only are we as staff suffering from the lack of support, but your students are suffering from a lack of resources. For a research-driven university, it very often feels like research is seriously undervalued, especially when you refuse to properly fund and staff the resources students depend on. And on the topic of student suffering, how do you expect students or anybody to feel safe on this campus when people are being abducted from their homes? What are you doing to protect the people that make you? The Minnesota Daily claims that there are more than 5,200 international students at this university, which is roughly 11% of the total body. No students, no UMN. No staff, no UMN. No people, no UMN. Education is a right. And safety should be too. We cannot let history repeat itself. I stand before you as an African American woman who has seen this country actively oppress my people, and I refuse. So as a past student of this university, I encourage y'all to keep fighting back. Thank you.
Hell yeah, Taylor. Thank you so much. All right, next we're going to hear from Olivia Wood, who's another member of GLU-UE.
Hi, everybody. Okay, where are my GLU-UE members at? Make some noise. Who are we? Who are we? Who are we? That's right, thank you. All right, my name is Olivia Wood. I am a graduate student, instructor, and teaching assistant in the English department here at the U, and I've been proudly organizing with GLU-UE for a little over a year now. During that time, we have made some amazing wins. We ratified our first contract in January, which guaranteed fee relief, better health care benefits, and higher wages for grad workers across the U. None of these wins would have been possible without countless hours upon hours of effort poured in by GLU-UE members who were all united by the simple conviction that acting in solidarity to do the right thing is always worth it. Today, we as grad workers face the most serious threat of our academic careers: the Trump administration's open and blatant attacks on higher education. These attacks have been fast, vicious, and many. They've cut funds for crucial life-saving research. They've encouraged racist bigotry under the guise of quote-unquote ending DEI discrimination. They've scapegoated and gutted the civil rights of trans people. They are surveilling and demonizing departments of Middle Eastern studies. They are clamping down on the free speech of students and faculty members speaking out against the ongoing US-backed genocide in Gaza. And now they are carrying out a campaign of terror against immigrants and international students, two of whom apparently have been kidnapped by ICE here in Minnesota just days ago. I won't lie to you all, this scares me. This terrifies me to my core. These past few months, I've experienced more fear than ever before in my entire adult life. Almost everybody I know is scared too. But I and my fellow GLU-UE members will not let our fear stop us from standing up for ourselves, for our colleagues and our co-workers. We know that fear is never a reason to refuse to do the right thing. To Rebecca Cunningham, to the Board of Regents, we call on you to overcome your fear. Take a stand for your students and your employees whose labor, expertise, and collaboration has always and will always fuel this university. Letting the Trump administration run roughshod over our rights will not protect you. It will only mark you as an easy target. And make no mistake, if you undermine our solidarity and choose to sell us out now, when the time comes, and that's when, not if, when the time comes that you need defending from the tide of fascism rolling across America, your defense will be nowhere to be found. Because we won't fight for you unless you fight for us. Thank you.
Education, not deportation. Education. 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 Say it loud, say it clear. Immigrants are welcome here. Say it loud, say it clear.
Immigrants are welcome here.
Say it loud, say it clear.
Immigrants are welcome here.
Say it loud, up, y'all. The people united will never be defeated. 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 El pueblo unido jamás será vencido. 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 When we fight, we win. 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 When workers' rights are under attack, what do we do? Stand up like that. When workers' rights are under attack, what do we do? Stand up like that. What do we do? Stand up like that. What do we do? Stand up like that. When immigrant rights are under attack, what do we do? Stand up like that. When immigrant rights are under attack, what do we do? Stand up like that. What do we do? Stand up like that. What do we do? Stand up like that. When DEI is under attack, what do we do? Stand up like that. When DEI is under attack, what do we do? Stand up like that. What do we do? Stand up like that. What do we do? Stand up like that. When free speech is under attack, what do we do? Stand up like that. When free speech is under attack, what do we do? Stand up like that. What do we do? Stand up like that. What do we do? Stand up like that. When the UMN is under attack, what do we do? Stand up like that. What do we do? Stand up like that. What do we do? Stand up like that. Trump says get back, we say fight back. Trump says get back, we say fight back. We say fight back. We say fight back. Trump says get back, we say fight back. Trump says get back, we say fight back. 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 Thank you.
Thank you so much for your energy today and for being here today. We can only fight this fight together. We are in the middle of this fight and we are far from done. One thing that we didn't mention yet is that AFSCME 3800 is about to begin negotiations with the University of Minnesota.